But how long will that? I mean, you go the DNA will go in CODIS. Then what? But what about if the guy, the perp, doesn't have a criminal record? Then you're gonna have to go to genetic genealogy.
Yeah,
Family member.
now that could be, that's slim pickings on that. You know, it can happen, but
A lot of people aren't in. Not bringing my phone to a crime scene to do a crime, because they'll track me via the phone. And if I'm not in the database, they're not going to get my DNA, and I'm not going to leave any
the only thing with
fingerprints.
the video, the suspect did not look professional. I mean,
He didn't look professional.
So,
and a Walmart bag.
In a Walmart gun tool or gun. Was that from Walmart? The gun holster?
They're suspecting the holster came from Walmart, but I haven't got any like confirmation. Don't forget, they also found Guthrie's house DNA that found the long hair Guthrie, were behind subject.
I'm gonna go walk by and see that. You want me to grab you a cold
No,
Gatorade?
I'm good.
You sure?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Oh, he does? Yeah, grab one. Thank you, sir. Thank you. A little skeptical because remember, a lot of people jobs black gloves and also a lot of people once it's conscious, you have to Getting a glare out here. Let's see what it looks like as the sun is starting to shoot downward. Thank you, Cassandra Wells. Thank you, Cassandra Wells. Thank you, IZ. That you. Thank you, everyone. waiting for the next update, waiting for something here, waiting for the next move. More people coming to light flowers.
So there's a good chance that it's going to end up not being. But the house very well could, because the sheriff said and they wouldn't move them out. That was that was very well.
why don't we do this? You guys want to go over to Annie and Tomaso's for a little bit and see what's going on there, so you guys can see the view there, see the atmosphere at that location. To switch up. I don't see much activity going on right here right now. We can go over there. Sure, yeah, no. You guys want to go for a drive? It's like 10 minutes away. You can see what's happening there. No, yeah. I'm seeing more yes and no. Majority rules. So I'll let the yes, no. So keep it going. We obviously see more yes than no. Majority rules. Yes. Okay, you guys want to go on a road trip. Sounds like it's going to be yes. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of yesing. All right. Let's do it. See a few no's. Keep it going. On the move. Maybe some people are there, maybe they're not. The sun goes down here a little after 6 p.m. So I would say in the next hour and 45 minutes, what we'll do each and every day, like we've been doing, right early in the morning, come on, go throughout the day, see what breaks, what develops, new information. Then when we sign off, we just wait. If anything happens, we come back on immediately. If we get wind of any sheriff raids, any arrests, new persons of interest, new info, new bombshell breaking info, we share. Keep you in the loop. Plus all of you, anytime you learn something new or you all share in the chat, we'll look into it. And we shall see. Back at the car, we have a routine. We go put the thing in the slot. We unfold the tripod. Where is Nancy? Do-do-do. 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 All right, we're on our way to Annie and Tomaso's. Everyone wants to know about Annie and Tomaso. Do you feel like they're involved or not? Innocent victims. You want to learn more? You're unsure. Authorities have not publicly cleared anyone in this case. Tomaso's the last person to see Nancy alive. January 31st. In the evening time. All right, got a traffic jam here, so I'm just going to whip around, turn around, and avoid the traffic jam. Lots of cacti. All right, we're off. Pima County. Boots on the ground. This area has beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Like 70 degrees. 74 today, I think. Oh, we'll make one stop first at the the people that got picked up at that raid, because their house is on the way. We'll just see if anyone is there. See what's going on there. Maybe they return home. Coincidentally, we might be able to bump into them and ask them for comment on why they were considered or why they were picked up, detained. What got authorities to detain additional people? Probable cause. Say you can probable cause a ham sandwich. Just like you can indict a ham sandwich. Probable cause. What type of probable cause did authorities have to detain an individuals there present? A link to Nancy? A strong link to Nancy. What would that link be? Just knowing her? Thank you. Buckle up, Julie says. Buckle up. It's the law. DNA coming out. Need water. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. DNA. We might know something within 24 hours. A hit. Could. We could be optimistic, right? Did the perp leave the glove? Remains to be seen. That would be a big break and a big misstep, similar to Brian Kohlberger leaving the knife sheath at the scene. The perp goes down the street and discards gloves. Possible? And we're going to those people's homes just to see if anyone returned home. They haven't been seen. Talk about Luke. Luke. Whoa. I ran over a pothole or manhole. Look. You can hear it. All right. Make a right. Almost here, right up here on the right. $857 has his vehicle. It's the house. This is where all the SWAT and all this stuff happened Friday night. Doesn't appear anyone's home. Except that car. Huh. They still haven't returned home. Did they go in hiding? Well, they probably don't want like the media or anyone. Brian was there earlier, Enton. I've seen lots of journalists here going door to door. No, I'm not going to knock. I knocked a couple days ago. I'm not going back on the property. I knocked. I did the one knock. I made a video. I knocked. I was with some other journalists. Like collectively, we knocked. Point was they asked for comment, right? Knock on the door. There's nothing illegal about knocking on somebody's door. Like, why did you get detained? Why do police think you're involved? Like, what's going on here? What do you have to say? Are you innocent? Are you involved? Do you know Nancy? You know her? Why do authorities think or thought to pull you out of the home and question you? Why? Things like that. The questions, right? Kind of like what they did to Carlos. We're out there at Carlos's doorstep. Like, hey, what's going on? All right, Annie and Tommaso's. Anyone getting Nancy fatigue? Tomatoes. A lot of tomato emojis. So people are like, yeah, I'm getting kind of Nancy fatigue. We can't just abandon this, right? We can't abandon this situation, right? I think what happens is we might have little lulls here, if I'm saying that word right. Quiet before the storm. And then boom, something. Like it could happen tonight. It literally could happen tonight. Like they could literally get their, they want to get this person off the streets, whoever did this, rescue Nancy or find out what happened to Nancy, like ASAP. So I don't think they're slacking. I do think they're working on a Sunday. I have confidence law enforcement, all of them, including Pima County Sheriffs, will get to the bottom of this. I have 100% confidence that they'll be a tip, a slip up, something else they uncover, new information, glove, DNA, purchase of the backpack. They might even be watching whoever did this right now, like watching the perp. Perp might be watching this channel in the media. The perp. All right, in a second, we'll be making a left. A lot of traffic. Where is Nancy? I still can't cross. All right, next one's coming up. I said she's in the desert. Desert terrain. The heck was that? Just a man in a backpack running in black. Dressed in black. Here, I'm going to turn around and go back the other way for a minute. There's a man running down the street with a backpack dressed in black. Seriously, I'm not playing. We'll go look. Everyone's a suspect until proven otherwise. No, I mean, most likely not Bob, but I just want to show you that there was literally a man in a backpack running down the road. Let's see if we can find him. No, I'm not going to talk to him. I see him. He's way up there. I see him. I'm wearing a backpack. Man in a backpack. Black clothing. Dark clothing. Could be black, dark. We'll see shortly. It looked like the guy had a clean cut face, though. There he is. All right. I'm not going to interact with him, folks. So we don't want to. But here he is. See him? I'm going to go up farther as soon as these cars go by. A lot of people probably hitchhiking around here or just walking. But it's worth noting. Never know. Now he's running. What do you think? Oh, nah. I didn't want to give myself away. Backpack, side of the road, running. Took his shoe off. He took his shoe off. What do you think? I mean, that's kind of weird. I'm telling you, that's kind of weird. But I guess, I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Again, we're not going to interact with anybody. Again, if you see something, say something out there. No, I'm not calling the police on that guy. We're on our way to Annie and Tommaso's. See what's going on. Continuous coverage of Nancy Guthrie. There's a jogger. A lot of joggers out here. A lot of people exercise. This area, one thing I've noticed is a lot of people do all types of exercises, and even in Nancy's neighborhood, I see a lot of walkers, a lot of joggers, a lot of bikers, trikes. People really into physical fitness around here. The perp out there, if the perp is, you know, within this 2-mile radius that, you know, remember, folks, police have put out the alert on Skyline Drive in Campbell. You know, any suspicious activity that you see, pedestrian, they use the word pedestrian from January 1st to February 2nd, you know, turn it in. It's what they said. If you see something, say something. JLR investigates. Motivation says. If you see something, say something. But no, they were seriously, legitimately saying, hey, for about a month in a 2-mile radius to the north of Nancy, if you've seen anyone suspiciously, let authorities know. All right, so we're on the move. Annie and Tommaso's. You know, one thing I want to check, though. I do want to check by Annie and Tommaso's in the back, because I was looking on their map and there was like a cul-de-sac that goes into some like rugged land, and it was the same area those feds were looking, like the like creek bed, basin, if I'm using that right word. But there's one in back of, whoa, there's another one. No, I'm just saying there's another dude walking along with a backpack. See, a lot of people got backpacks, man. It's backpack territory. It's the thing. The backpack in Walmart was all Yeah, lots of people have backpacks. I'm shocked that they had the backpacks locked in a glass at Walmart. Guy said because he said the Walmart employees specifically said they steal them. They steal them. And here's another thing too. Have anyone considered that the perp stole a backpack, or he didn't purchase the backpack at Walmart and he got it off of Facebook Marketplace, some sort of reseller? Someone gave him the backpack. He obtained the backpack through somebody else. I mean, that's another thing. I mean, we're all assuming, oh yeah, you had to buy it at Walmart. Look at all the Walmart purchases, or but somebody could have gave it to him. Somebody else could have bought it for him at a different time. They could have had it years ago. I don't know, when they were made. Let me look. The backpack here. I got the backpack here. It says 2024 Walmart INC. I got the backpack. I bought one, but it says 2024 Walmart. So, I mean, it's possible that the suspect purchased this way back in 2024, or, way far back where there's literally no records of the backpack anymore. Wear the backpack? No, I'm not going to wear the backpack. People said you should wear the backpack. No, we're not going to wear the backpack. All right, so we're approaching the Circle K. We'll be making a right. Again, authorities have been going door to door in this particular area asking for surveillance footage from the night of the 31st into the morning of the 1st. All around here, according to Fox News. Asking them for surveillance footage. Authorities went into the Circle K right here. They went into the Circle K to get surveillance. That's on the corner of the building right there. There's surveillance there on the corner of the building of the Circle K. Multiple locations on the Circle K has surveillance. Did they get anything out of that? Remains to be seen. Federal agents would go through all this area here looking for the suspect. people here. Empty. Security. I don't hear coyotes. Where's the landfill? That's a great question. Where is the landfill? How far is the landfill from here? Where does the trash go? Because whoever did this crime might have discarded things in the trash, which end up at a dumpster, transfer station. Let me see, Pima County. Where does the trash go in the Catalina foothills?
Trash in the Catalina foothills is taken to local transfer stations, like the WM Catalina transfer station on Oracle Road. Private companies such as Titan Trash or Waste Management collect the trash and take it to these stations, which then transport the waste to regional landfills in the Tucson area.
Aha. Transfer stations, like the WM Catalina transfer station. Where is that? Let's see where that is. Is it close by? It's kind of like it's on Oracle Road. Oh my goodness. Look how far up it is. Literally up like, hi.
You're in trouble.
Oh, all right.
We were.
No, I
Earlier
just,
on.
what
No,
happened?
We're just watching your broadcast.
What, you got in trouble?
No, well, what we did was we came here. We knew you were coming here.
You knew
We
I
watched-
was.
Yeah, we watched
Hey,
the
hi.
show. We're
Hey,
big,
how are you?
big fans of JLR Investigates.
Nice. What's your guys'
Yeah.
names?
My name is Scott. This is my wife, Sherry.
Scott and Sherry. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Came
Hi.
down from Phoenix.
Came down from Phoenix. Oh, can I show your little doggy?
Of course you can.
Okay. Look at that. What's your little doggy's name?
That's Maxwell.
Maxwell. All right, guys. You guys watch the channel, and you guys been following this case.
Yes, we have been. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think she's got an opinion.
What's your opinion? We'd love to hear it. Look, you got 39,000 people watching.
Oh, wow. My opinion is it's usually family, somebody you know, close. And I think that there could be a couple of close family members that are involved, possibly.
Close family members. The opinion.
That's my opinion.
That's we want to hear from the people. We want to hear what public has to say, right?
Yeah.
During the course of this whole 2 weeks here, I've heard a variety of opinions in the scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's watching. Everyone hasn't, a thought about the situation. Everyone thinks.
Yeah.
So you think it's someone close to the family.
Well, yeah, because how did they know where all the cameras were and everything like that?
To eliminate them. That was kind of that really stopped us in our tracks when we heard that. It's like they eliminated all the cameras and they knew where they were.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many there are, but as far as they had multiple cameras, and that's kind of an inside track, you would think.
You would think. Now going back to you almost got in trouble. What did you do?
Oh, well, what happened was we knew you were coming here. And so we took a picture of the house and we crossed the street. We were.
Oh, so that guy over there?
Yeah.
No, he's cool. No one knows. He just says, "Hey, where did you stand on the?"
Just on the gravel.
I was
Yeah,
over
on the
here,
gravel.
Like,
Yeah.
go over there on the gravel, and I was like, I don't think I should. He's like, yeah, go. I'll take a picture.
No, he just
This
comes
guy
out
came
and says, "No,
you got to get off the gravel." Oh, the rock star.
I when I first got here, I parked on that side. And I just parked on the gravel,
Uh-oh.
but there was another car there, so he gets out his car, and then he says, "Hey guys, can you do me a favor? No parking here. No going on the gravel. Whatever, go on the other side." So ever since, stay off the gravel. Don't even bother going on.
Yeah,
But you don't know. I mean, the gravel. Technically, I think that's some of that is easement. Probably all the way up to the gravel,
That's
or
what
probably
we
all the
thought.
way up to the mailbox.
But we want to also be sensitive to whatever
Yeah.
they're doing, you know,
Yeah.
because I know that we haven't eliminated anybody from
Well,
the
that's what
equation.
I'm saying. I mean, some people are like, well, like for me, they're like, JLR, stay away from Tommaso and Annie, right? Because they're innocent. But how do you know that?
Right.
Until the authorities say, hey, these two aren't involved, or one's not involved, or whatever
Until they're
like
cleared.
that. No one has been cleared publicly. So therefore, this is a mystery. Everyone wants to know if Annie and Tommaso come back to their home, or if they're going to come out and give a statement, or they're going to come out and help, or they're going to do anything. And everyone just wants to know.
Mhm.
No one
Right.
knows. We can't say that they're not involved until something happens.
Exactly.
It's
Nothing's
all
definitive right now.
speculation.
Nothing
But
definitive.
I have a lot of questions.
Mhm.
I have a lot of
And
questions.
we wanted to let you know we really appreciate all the questions you have, because it's been really fun actually to kind of go on this ride along with you. That was kind
Yeah.
of what we've been doing, because we see the news reports on finished polished news reports on all the networks, but when you do it and you're driving to this place and to that place, we were able to come in here and say, oh yeah, that's the place that
That's the
JLR
church.
was. Yeah,
That's the future of crime scenes.
yeah.
This is
I
the
think you're right.
future.
I think you're right.
This is
Yeah.
the future. Anyone get your camera and you can come out here and do the same thing. It's the future.
Oh yeah.
Because no one wants those 5 o'clock clips or just clips. You want to know what's going on in real time.
Yeah.
And by the time you can break what's happening in the moment where authorities run up in their cars and jump out, and we're there.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll get there if we're not there. We weren't there the other night of the raid, but we went there.
Exactly. Well, and that was kind of cool too, because we were able to see not only your report, but we were watching other reports, and your report gave us perspective that we didn't have before. And it was kind of just visual perspective of where everything was in the lay of the land.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
was
People
kinda
want to know
fascinating.
distances. They want to know what the
Yeah.
terrain looks like. They want to know just the characters involved in this case, the
Right.
names that pop up, where authorities take. They want to know the theatrics. They want to see some of the side drama, because a lot of times there's drama and
Oh, yeah.
crazy stuff. They want to see who visits the house. They want to see who's reporting. Now, there's just people want to see,
Well,
including myself. Like,
yeah.
I'm generally like, this is like, I want to know each and every day what happens here. And every day they're saying different things. Like
Mhm.
we've learned today about the glove, that it's going to now go to CODIS, and possibly it has DNA of the suspect. If it's the glove, the same one, the perp. I mean, that's big. I mean,
That's
if they got
gonna
the
be huge.
DNA, they got the.
So with what you know, where are you tending to?
I'm tending to
Side
someone
on.
close to the family.
Someone close to the family.
Someone
Okay.
close to the family.
Yeah. And
Until
why is it-
subject to change. Everything's subject to change. I
Right.
mean, I can't see a rando going in that house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
There's a
just
lot of
can't see it.
mystery
I
about
just
this
don't see
thing,
it.
too.
Yeah.
The guy that was at the porch, not this porch, but the ring camera and the flowers and all that. That was just too weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
just
weird.
strange.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
strange.
Like flowers. Why would some people said somebody would do that would be a gardener that would pull weeds out. Maybe it's all fakeroo. And I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, we just don't know. Yeah, and it's been really kind of interesting to hear other perspectives of that too, because of the fact that nobody's going to go to a front door, especially a heavily fortified front door, and try to gain entry that way.
Mhm.
And I think I heard a report today that possibly they were scouting it out. They took the ring camera off, and then they went into the back, and there was a weaker. You always search for the weak point, and that's where there's these ne'er-do-wells, enter into your home. It's not because of, they're not going to go through the front gate. It's all heavily fortified, and you got cameras, and it was a huge door. That's why I understand.
Yeah.
And so why would you go there? So it's been pretty weird, pretty strange. The twists and turns, and we appreciate you bringing us along. Like
Thank
I said,
you. I appreciate that. Very grateful. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We live a couple hours away, like North Phoenix area, Northwest.
She just came down to see what was going on here.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just thought that we'd travel down. Plus,
Traveled a couple hours to see what's
yeah,
going on.
absolutely,
Yeah,
and
I've
enjoyed
seen that.
yourself.
I've seen quite a few people from the Phoenix area
Yeah.
come down and just check out. Some laid flowers, some would just stand around and take pictures, and some of them would talk to some of their favorite journalists because it's like journalism row. It's like journalist row.
See, yeah, that we were
Down
kind
there.
of expecting that here.
It was.
Here.
If there's something going on here, this whole street gets full.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's becoming the media staging ground at the Nancy's home until the next move.
And there was nobody here until you decided to get here too. There's a couple other people in the back now that are.
Yeah.
Well, they follow me.
Yeah, exactly. As we will
They-
too. I want to warn you.
They
yeah.
follow. I get followed around. I look at my rear. Look at my mirror and behind me, and there's always somebody.
Okay, you
like,
got somebody-
behind me. You know
Okay,
what
you
I
got
mean?
somebody following you. Okay.
You got
Well, you'll see us again. We have yet to go over to Nancy's. We wanted to kind of see what that was all about, and we wanted to bless you because we love the listeners, your true fans, wonderful folks, really wonderful folks. Really want to thank them for being so wonderful to you, because you're a good guy.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to see if you needed anything or.
I'm good. I got plenty of
Okay,
liquid. And
that's
I
what
got
I'm
people
thinking.
bringing me
Dinner?
sandwiches. No, I got plenty of food.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't need any more food.
Yeah, because we're all
Each day somebody brings me sandwich or something, and I'm grateful, totally grateful for that. And I eat stuff, and you need to stay plenished
Yeah.
out here. You really do. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think walking around burns a lot of calories, and people said I've already lost a lot of weight because I'm on my feet. So a lot of times now in the last day I have to sit because I'm just all over, man.
Right.
Your
right.
legs get it's taxing, but we're here, we're grinding it. I'm gonna be here through the next week, at least. I don't,
Well, we're also-
I will, at one point, if she's not found, I don't know
Yeah.
if the media and everyone just moves on and just waits for the latest or whatever like that. But it's still a heavy police presence. I still think things are happening, and
Yeah, heaven forbid. We don't even want to think about that yet. You know what I mean? But
I'd like for her to be found
Yeah,
tonight,
Exactly. Yeah,
or the people held accountable.
yeah just don't want to even go there yet.
definitely.
Yeah,
That's
but
what we're praying for.
definitely, yeah, definitely get the people held accountable.
Thanks,
That's for
guys.
sure.
Thanks for coming out. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
can
Nice
you
to meet you.
recommend a place to eat? Because we're
No, I don't.
okay. We saw that big giant burger you had.
Oh
last
man, where
night.
did that burger come from?
Exactly.
Tucson Burger. Hey, does anyone know in the chat where that burger came from? That was actually pretty good.
That was like a 5-pound burger.
Yeah, it was good.
It's
It was
crazy.
actually good.
I don't
It's
want a
crazy.
pipe.
Does anyone know everyone know the burger?
JLR, we'll get you back.
All right.
We'll
God
let
bless you
back
guys.
to
Be
Okay.
safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Be well.
Thank you for saying hi. All right. No, it wasn't Cole Burgers. It was like a Uptown. It was Uptown Burger. Uptown. Thank you. Uptown Burger. Yeah, it was delicious. Our friend from Texas sent an Uptown. Uptown. Going uptown. Uptown. Okay. Now I want to go back to this cul-de-sac a minute. There's one place down here, this dirt road piqued my interest. Culver's is good. I mean, yeah, Culver's. But I don't think they were talking about fast food. I think they actually wanted to go into a restaurant. Thank you. Thank you, Dark Dives. Thank you. Dinner on me, Dark Dives. There was hello. Back behind the house here, there's this gigantic basin, but I saw on the map there was like a dirt road back here, and it goes like right near Roller Coaster Road. I never went down this road ever. So I'm kind of just what I'm doing is I'm kind of just looking all on this terrain here. That piqued my interest on the map. There's just so much of it. But I saw a cul-de-sac dirt road. Back here. Grande Avenue. Is this the one? Grande Avenue. Grande Avenue. Hear the birds? I'm seeing like just like dirt roads back here, and it looked like there was. Okay, so all right, it takes us back here. This trailer was 100% the feds went in that trailer there to look for Nancy or evidence or both. Now the feds, looks like there's a giant school over there, but the feds went down this. No, it was here. Is that somebody's driveway? I don't think this is a driveway. I think this is an actual road. But I'm not sure. It could be a driveway. But the feds went down there, I think. Hello? I think they went like down there, I think. But I think this is a private driveway. I can't go down because I see mailboxes. I think it's a private drive. But it goes back, like the feds were all looking in here. They were walking through this area, but it really piques my interest. Huh. All right, we'll go back in front of Tommaso. You made my chihuahua bark. You made my chihuahua bark. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? There he goes. Those are the couple I met from Phoenix right there. There they go. Have a good day. Nice to meet you. The feds went to this guy's house. We filmed it. People want to go the basis school. We haven't went to basis school.
Breaking this afternoon in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the FBI says one of the gloves recovered appears to match the gloves of the suspect in the surveillance video, and the FBI has recovered DNA from it. Let's bring in retired NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher. Darren, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
What is your reaction to this breaking news on the search for Nancy Guthrie and specifically the glove with DNA in it?
Well, Mike, this is not just a lead. This has the potential to be breaking news because this is the crack in the case that we're looking for. How can we apply an identification as it relates to who we saw in the video to a DNA sample? And fortunately, this seems as if it's going to come to fruition because we're going to run this and we're going to place this information into the CODIS database to see if this individual, in fact, has DNA in the CODIS database. The CODIS database has information for all individuals that are arrested in the 1990s up until now. And hopefully this will be what we need to garner us into the directional path of rescuing Nancy as well as bringing the perpetrators to custody as in relation to this case.
There was a big SWAT team FBI raid late Friday night that got a lot of us excited. I was watching very closely, but it did not produce any arrests. Does that disappoint you?
Well, Mike, it is disappointing, but at the same token, we have to take in consideration there was a magistrate that signed off on this warrant. In order for a magistrate to sign off on a warrant, there needs to be probable cause. And oftentimes, the magistrates or the judges will demand information to support if probable cause exists as it relates to what law enforcement brings forth. So it's an unfortunate occurrence, but this also shows that the men and women in law enforcement are vigorously working towards gaining a lead to concluding this case with an apprehension and bringing Nancy back home. So I don't see it as an error. I see it as police doing what's necessary to bring Nancy back home.
2 weeks later, do you think Nancy Guthrie is in that close radius to her home, or do you fear she's far from Tucson at this point?
Well, Mike, we're 60 miles away from the Mexican border, and that's oftentimes been a point of contention as it relates to the international line and her possibly being brought there. I'm optimistic, and I genuinely believe that this is a localized operation, and I think that she's in the local area. However, one of the things that's being done right now is, based on her pacemaker, we have now flown overhead devices to try to connect with the pacemaker to to see if we can find her in this localized area. So I'm hopeful that she's still in this area of Tucson and we can bring her back.
Let's go back to the breaking news of the moment, which is that glove that appears to match the glove that we've seen in the surveillance video of the suspect. How confident are you, or how excited are you about that development leading to our suspect?
I'm extremely excited and elated, and this shows the tenacity of law enforcement to move at breakneck speed to try to gain a clue as it relates to cracking this case. I genuinely believe that we're going to have a positive outcome as it relates to the analysis of this DNA, and this is a key component in getting us to that point. So going back to what you asked me, I'm excited about it, and I think that we're going to have a positive result in cracking this case.
Yeah, let's hope and pray we get some answers and bring Nancy home to her family. Darren Porcher, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
And as we continue to follow the Guthrie investigation all day long, a reminder, anyone with new information is asked to call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or the Pima County Sheriff tip line at 1-520-351-4900. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to support.
But just stand by. I'm gonna mute it here. She don't want to be on record talking her voice or anything. So we protect anonymity. So stand by, and I'm gonna mute it again. All right. So, a group of people from the Catalina foothills, they think this case is crazy. And she just shared with me, she just gave me a picture. We never talked about this, and I don't know if anyone's aware of this, but what she said, two things that touched in. A lot of stuff we already know, but she's like, if you go to the house right now, in their door, there is a card inside their door. And she just let me copy this picture, and she said, it's Deborah M. from Advanced Investigator Adult Protective Services. And she told me that Adult Protective Services comes to people's house for elder abuse. Elder abuse. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this is in their door. Okay, some people are saying it's been all over X. Okay, but what she's saying is that there could be some people are saying old news. Okay, there you go. Well, I wasn't aware of this thing. People posted on X, but now she's saying she personally took this picture. She also says that if you go Nancy Guthrie right now, and all her backstories, who she is, has been completely scrubbed from the internet. Do you know anything about that being scrubbed from the internet? She says it's completely scrubbed from the internet. She also says no investigators in that area have really gone outside that box there where they live. It's news to me. But here's the thing is, why was Deborah M. with Adult Investigative Services? She says that it has to be elevated to certain levels. It has to get to certain levels before it gets to this. It has to be like a 3-level thing. So I don't know. Somebody investigating Nancy for elder abuse, and she suddenly vanishes. Well, who was abusing her, if that's true? What do you think? It's in her door. I saw that card before online, but I didn't really pay it no mind or anything like that. I didn't see it personally in the store. She said she took the picture. Tucson, Arizona. The Department of Economic Security. But then she also went into the Epstein stuff too, and her Savannah's husband and Epstein and everything like that. So I'm just saying, somebody came to me, said, mute it. Let me give you some stuff. Elder abuse? Is there, I want to take it back to the Summer Wells case. I don't know if you guys follow Summer Wells. Summer Wells vanished June 15, 2021, Rogersville, Tennessee. And the day before she vanished, the father was investigated for Child Protective Services. They paid a visit at the home, and then she suddenly vanishes. Some people suspect child abuse and different things like that, and they didn't want investigators or the Child Protective Services to see bruises on the body or anything like that.
ATF special agent in charge, Bernard Zaper. Bernard, what do you make of this report on the glove that was found? Male DNA, that's all they're saying so far. That really could be anybody.
It could be anybody, and I'm actually surprised that this information has been made public. And I'm also very surprised that the scanning for the pacemaker telemetry is made public as well. Regardless, the investigators are not standing by for this DNA results. They have to go back, retrace everything they've done, and it's never a matter of waiting. They always have to be leaning forward into the investigation to see if there's any gaps, anything they can follow up on, and anything that newly matches and things that might have been before disconnected seemingly.
It's also kind of a teaching lesson that maybe if you're searching for somebody in the desert, you don't want to discard your rubber gloves afterwards. I mean, if they found a dozen gloves and they think many of them belong to searchers, that's only complicating the investigation.
It certainly just makes it more cumbersome for them. But luckily they found something that was an outlier, and perhaps this is going to be something they need that's going to result in probably expediency in the case. Let's hope for that.
So, that helicopter that's flying with the Bluetooth scanner, you think they should not have released that information. But does it
Yeah,
seem like,
absolutely not. I
does
don't
it
see
seem like
any-
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just don't see any investigative advantage to doing that. And same with the DNA information, because, if somebody's watching and that's involved in this and they're monitoring news, and now they know that this is taking place, that could cause them to flee and leave a place where they're stationary. So if this was never put out, they wouldn't know that that's happening. And so if they did happen to pick up something, telemetry from a medical device, then they have something to act on. And so, it's not investigatively or tactically advantageous to let the adversary, in this case, whoever abducted or is responsible for the harm to Miss Guthrie, to have that information. Just do not see any purpose to it whatsoever.
The helicopter, it seems like a bit of a stab in the dark to be flying this helicopter over looking for Bluetooth a Bluetooth transmission from her pacemaker. That's a fairly weak signal, isn't it? This helicopter is going to have to be very low. It's going to have to fly that grid pattern, and who knows whether they're going to be able to pick up anything or not.
I'm confident that the investigative team have spoken to the manufacturer of that device, and they're aware of its capabilities and limitations, so they feel that this is a worthwhile investment of time to do it.
Here's what Morgan Wright had to say. He knows a thing or two about Bluetooth and electronics. Listen to this.
A helicopter creates a lot of interference, sometimes electromagnetic interference, but that's why they're flying low to the ground. So the reason you fly low to the ground is that's low power Bluetooth. But if we know, and I'm sure this is why they're doing it, with that pacemaker, it has what's called a MAC address, a machine addressable, but that's the unique identifier for it.
So worth trying, I guess, but you just think that they should not have let the information out there.
Yeah, I mean, why give advantage to the adversaries? In this case, you have people that are actively trying to probably evade capture. And more importantly, you have a woman who is taken against her will in unknown health condition. And so they need to do everything to be circumspect about the case for them to have the maximum advantage of recovering her.
You've done an awful lot of investigations. Does it surprise you that we're 3 weeks into this one and no solid leads yet, or so it would appear? I mean, if you thought at first that maybe this was a well-planned, well-organized abduction, that would be one thing. But the guy standing on the porch in that creepy video doesn't exactly seem like a top-tier criminal.
There's a lot of investigative resources put at this, and I think they're making the best progress that they can. And although some parts of it seem simple, it's actually overly pretty complex to go from knowing nothing to getting to the point where they're probably at now. Secondly, it's very difficult to speculate when you're on this side of the investigative veil, because we don't know what's really happening and what the investigative team has. So I hear and see, from my opinion, that they're having progress, and we can hold hope that they're fully into this thing for a good outcome.
Yeah, and I don't mean to criticize either. That's not my intention here. But, when the sheriff says, well, it could be this investigation could take a few hours or it could take years, it doesn't exactly, kindle enthusiasm or kindle confidence in people.
I'm sure the investigative team is ignoring all of that type of information or noise, and they're concentrating on the facts at hand and the things that are leading them to give more information that they can act on, because that's what they're really hungry for. They want stuff that's timely, that all of a sudden it bounces off of another piece of information that may have seemed disparate at the time, and then they have something to act on. And so whatever's going on politically in the media or noise or speculation that's happening in the national attention on this, I'm confident the investigative team is hyper-focused on finding her.
All right. Well, let's hope they do. Former ATF Special Agent in Charge, Bernard Zaper. Bernard, thanks for your expertise.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not
evidence is currently being tested from the Range Rover that was seen being towed away Friday. Whoa. She just tweeted this out.
Hi guys, we are now able to independently confirm some new information in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. This is from an inside source that is now reportable. I want to take you through the new information we've learned. We can now report investigators now believe this was a burglary gone wrong. We've interviewed multiple experts since this began who also said, based on the evidence, surveillance video, and other aspects of this case, that they also believed this was not an intended kidnapping. As for Friday night's operations, law enforcement activity, we can now report from our inside source that DNA evidence is currently being tested that was found from that Range Rover at the scene outside Culver's. You could see when investigators were there, they put up a tarp that they were doing some sort of investigative work there. And last, but probably most important, the widespread belief by investigators tonight is that Nancy Guthrie could be alive. We'll keep you up to date as we learn more. We are working on many things behind the scenes, but again, tonight, big updates. They believe this was a burglary gone wrong. DNA evidence is being tested from the Range Rover, and the widespread belief by investigators is that Nancy Guthrie could be alive. Stick with us. We'll bring you the very latest as we learn more.
Whoa. This is coming from Brianna Whitney, True Crime Correspondents, 3 TV, CBS 5, AZ Family. There was multiple men detained. Multiple men. Also a mother. But we heard a little bit inside about the mother. She was just, they just put her in the car because it was raining out.
Willing to pay that money. The ransom has not been paid. I don't understand why it didn't happen. Welcome to the Two Angry Men podcast. Mark, I am telling you, based on a phone call we're on right now as you and I are talking, that my staff is on, that the authorities are vitally interested in this ransom note that we received in the Nancy Guthrie case. And I know, and you know, if I'm giving opinion, I'll say it. But in this case, I know, I am positive that the FBI is laser focused. They believe that this ransom note could lead to the kidnapper. They believe that. And I am puzzled, and I need your help. This ransom note is clear that there were 2 deadlines, a week ago Friday and last Monday. Both deadlines have passed. And the second deadline, if the money wasn't paid, the $6 million, it was dire, consequential, and I don't have to be more graphic than that. We are days past. Savannah Guthrie said a week ago that they were going to pay. We have been monitoring this Bitcoin account. The ransom has not been paid, yet the authorities seem to believe that this is the person. At least it seems like it's their hottest lead. I don't get it. I don't get it.
One of 3 things is happening. Actually, there's a couple. Number one, the statement by Savannah would seem to indicate that they believe there is a legitimate communication and at least a back and forth, or at least they've confirmed, if it is in fact the note that you received, they confirmed that. Number 2, you and I talked about this. You had characterized the note as very well structured, and if somebody, the subject, or who was educated, and that it was not AI. And all of that leads me to believe also that potentially there was another outreach by the same person. And when they realized that in fact, you could trace Bitcoin, that they had to scramble and do something else. I mean, there's always this common belief that the Bitcoin is untraceable, which is not the case.
I can stop you on that, because there was a second note from the person who wrote the first one. It went to a local television station in Tucson. I can tell you that we have law enforcement sources directly connected who are working on this investigation, who have told us that second note does not include any Bitcoin address. So the only address that's operative is the one that we have in the first letter. And that is untraceable based on information that I am somewhat privy to with law enforcement. And I can't be more specific than that. But the person who did this is tech savvy, because they are having an almost impossible time figuring out how to trace this. And the Bitcoin is secure. So, the
wallet, it's the wallet that's secure. I think that they understand now that there is a trail, if you will, a blockchain trail that there could have been followed. I think also whoever this is understands and saw that once they captured the Ring or Nest Cam video and released that, and then did that little white tent trying to recreate the ambient lighting so that they could re-engineer to do iris biometrics, which is my belief is to what they were doing there, along with kind of a luminol of the front area, because there was speculation that there were that there was blood on the porch of some kind, that whoever this is knows that they're a lot more sophisticated, law enforcement is, than potentially they gave them credit for when they first sent this note to you, and then actually before to the two Tucson stations and then to you.
Well, here's what doesn't make sense about that they released the images just a couple of days ago. That was past the second deadline. So the clock was really ticking a week ago. And it stopped ticking if you take this ransom note literally. It stopped ticking last Monday. So, all of what they've done since, in some ways, is irrelevant. There was a window there. And I now know, and, at a point, you and I are going to be able to talk about this on the podcast. We'll be able to talk about the communications that we at TMZ have been having. I don't want to compromise anything, and I'm not going to talk about it now, but I am just saying they are taking this note so seriously. And if it's as serious as they believe, and I'm not criticizing here, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't understand during that critical time period up until last Monday, when they were willing to pay that money, why it didn't happen. I'm still just having trouble, because all of what you're talking about has occurred after the deadline.
Correct. But remember, the words that Savannah used in that last tape, I think were vetted, I think were purposeful, and I think reference a subsequent communication. I think that when she used the term celebration, I think all of that was designed to communicate back. So there isn't a place where they're going to just reply all. This isn't like where you get an email and then you hit it and reply. They were using specifically the videotape to communicate back based upon their belief that the first communication and the second communication were accurate. And they were adopting language and using words that I don't want to call it code, other than they were sending a very specific message to them that they were willing to pay, obviously, but number two, that they understood and were referencing the specific note by the verbiage that was used. So we have a little tease for a new sponsor of Two Angry Men. It's Lavo, L-A-W-V-O. It stands for Law Virtual Office. coming soon. We're going to let you know a lot more. But one of the reasons this is so interesting is that it's close to my heart. I'm sure Harvey's heart as well. Bringing justice to those at an affordable price. Lavo. Stay tuned.
So we reported, without being specific, that there was activity in that Bitcoin account earlier this week. And there have been a lot of people speculating that if money was put in the account, there might be a way of tracing that to the person who created the account. There's been a lot of speculation. That clearly has not happened yet based on the communications that we've been having. And there's more I could say about that, but I can't right now.
But wait, just to be clear.
Yeah.
The money that was placed in the account, by all accounts, was not the amount demanded.
Oh, no, it's not in the universe. Not in the
Right.
universe. No,
Right.
no. So given that, if there was an ability to somehow trace that Bitcoin account, it would have been done by now. I can assure you of that.
Well, I think that's why, let me take a wild guess, why the money that was put in or deposited or that you saw, the activity, has remained dormant since it was placed in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that's why, because I think somebody realized, you've got a highly intelligent person who realizes, this isn't as easy or as unsophisticated as I thought. Yes, they can take a look. I'm just telling you, based on my experience, based on what I've seen in discovery in federal type cases, they have technologies or advances that we don't even know about or believe that we know
Well,
about.
then if
They
you're,
are
but
so
then, okay,
sophisticated.
if you're right, then they would have paid the $6 million on Saturday. And then they would have immediately, because the person presumably would have taken the money, and then they would have traced it and found the kidnapper. So I don't understand your point that they could have deposited the $6 million and immediately grabbed the person if it was traceable. It didn't happen.
Because I think sequentially, I think they are learning more and more. I don't think they knew enough in real time. And by the time they did, just do it as a timeline. When was the deposit? And maybe you don't want to reveal it, but when was the activity where there was money placed in there? Place that in a timeline next to when did Savannah and the family release the tape. Then put it in a timeline.
The tape meaning offering the money?
Correct.
They offered the money. They offered the money before that deposit was made.
Correct. And you don't know where that money originated from that was deposited.
Yes,
correct?
I do.
Okay, well, if you do, then that's a major clue.
I know, but I can't say.
Well, let me take a wild guess.
No, don't. I don't even want to go down that road. I
will tell you why.
I don't want to go.
The person is sophisticated enough to know that it was, for lack of a better term, a fishing expedition, literally and figuratively, as to when the money was put in there, and then realized, hey, this is I'm not going to get baited into taking this and having somebody trace me.
Well, then what's the point? They would have, if you're right, they would.
What happens next?
Well, but if they would have then, at a point, the end game for this person was getting $6 million, right?
Yeah, except look what happened. The money was put in, it wasn't $6 million. There was obviously a test to see if somebody was going to take the bait. They didn't take the bait immediately, and the deadline passed. And then what happens next? What happens next is there is a law enforcement release of the video that was taken by either the Ring or the Nest camera that wasn't subscribed.
Well,
there is a chess game that is going on here.
So I think you are assuming too much based on what we know. You're assuming way too much about the investigation. They do not have a suspect yet. I can tell you that. They have not been able to locate the car, and it's frustrated them. But this is an area in the county. It's not in the city where there are city lights. There are not a lot of cameras there. And it was
let
very.
me just disabuse you of this as well. I don't know who you're talking to, but I will tell you right now, if they could get the unsubscribed video from the door camera, ring camera, whatever you want to characterize
They've
it,
got some of
I
that.
guarantee
They've got some of that. I'm telling you.
They also have. They've got satellite images.
Mark,
that was one of the first things they did. They've got satellite images of that entire area.
Let me tell you
they
something.
do.
Let me tell you.
Sure, they do.
I'll tell you why. I thought the same thing. And we spent the morning today, the entire morning with my staff, and we were calling all sorts of places about satellite imagery. Nothing. I don't want to get into the technical side of this thing. I thought the same thing. The satellites are useless in this case, and it has to do with where the satellites go, the frequency of where they go, their ability to pick things up. But we've talked to multiple companies and experts in this area. I thought the same thing. Satellites are useless. So what they've got is they've got this video that, we've been able to figure out
A week ago, Harvey, would you have ever believed that somebody who was not subscribing to Ring or Nest, that they would be capturing images on a non-subscribed, non-paying camera?
No, I hear you. I'm just telling you, I know what's going on with law enforcement.
They have satellite imagery
They don't.
that is
Well, you can tell me this, but I'm telling you that we've really done our homework on this. They don't. So look,
maybe they don't have it in the private sector. I'm telling you, the government is a lot more big brother than anybody understands. I always refer to the Maduro extraction. There were weapons everybody thought was science fiction at the time, and sure enough, it disabled people without having to fire a shot, basically, because they had that technology that previous to that nobody had thought was actually real. I'm telling you, I know for a fact that the Department of Defense and others have the satellite imagery capability of going back and rewinding, so to speak, and enhancing and getting in there. I don't for a second believe the fact that they don't have all of that area mapped out on the time period that they're talking.
Okay, well, we can move on. Let me just say one thing about that. You're right, and we did go down that road about the Department of Defense, the Department of War having that having that capability, but it doesn't reach the level of figuring this out this granularly. That's what I'm told. But I want to move on because I want to eventually get to 3 letters that we have received from the same person saying that they know who the kidnapper is, they want money, and they will release it. And we're going to get to that. But before we do, I want to talk about these 2 videos that we found that were circulating, where you see somebody kind of rooting around an area, in one case trying to open a fence, and this is 19 minutes before Nancy Guthrie is kidnapped. They would have had time to get over to her house, but it looks like this person was trying to break in and couldn't do it. So that's one video. And by the way, NBC said that they have 2 law enforcement sources who say that that person has been cleared. I made a call yesterday to authorities. They said they haven't done anything in terms of clearing somebody or implicating somebody. They say it's all in play. So take it for what you will. The second video is a video 8 days before, a mile or 2 from Nancy's house, where you see somebody skulking around, and he has a mustache and a goatee, and it looks like the kidnapper had a mustache and a goatee. So that's an issue too. But these people seem to be interested in breaking into other houses. I have a problem with this whole concept of maybe there were people who were breaking in who happened to then go over to Nancy's house and try to do the same thing. This does not feel like a robbery gone bad or a burglary gone bad to me for a couple of reasons. One is that, you can start trying to connect the dots, but we haven't been able to nail anything we've seen, even though the police are looking for it. The bigger thing is, when you look at this kidnapper, this guy's got the gun in in the middle
Right
of
in
his
the front,
waist, in the
middle of his-
front, which nobody who is trained in firearms does. He's awkward with it. He also has an odd holster. It's a polyester holster that typically holds a revolver, and this was a semi-automatic handgun. And that in itself is odd. But this doesn't feel like somebody who is a trained robber. I mean, the guy had to go back and get leaves to shield the camera. So he seemed bumbling. He doesn't feel like a robber to me. It feels more targeted to Nancy and not, I happen to be, going into houses in this neighborhood. So I'm not sure what all of this surveillance in the neighborhood is going to do in terms of suspicious people, other than somebody who is going up to Nancy's house.
I think what they want to do is, if you've got a vertical view looking down, you may not be able to capture a license plate. And there clearly were cars, given the terrain of this area. It's hard to believe that somebody made it in there on foot and then left with her on foot. Inevitably, there was probably some kind of transportation. My belief is that they've been able to identify. One of the reasons that you're hearing about a description that is generic, whether it's a white van or whatever, is that they have identified what they think from an aerial or from a vertical view looking down, and they now are surveilling to see if they can find anything that would now give them a license plate that they could reverse engineer back.
Okay.
I think that's what's happening, while they simultaneously are trying to do the iris biometrics, and while they're trying to find out whether or not there's any other forensic evidence that's in the immediate area.
Okay, I want to get into these 3 notes that TMZ received, saying we know who the kidnapper, or I know who the kidnapper is. But
And these are different notes than the one that was first sent.
Well, the first one was sent presumably by the kidnapper. These are
Correct.
people. This note is being sent. 3 notes being sent by somebody who says, I know who the kidnapper is and I want money and I'll give you the information. Before I get into it, I just want to make one quick aside because it was such a bizarre phone call. I spoke to somebody today who lives in that Tucson area, about 2 miles from Nancy, in a gated community. And he was saying that one of the concerns, and I'm not suggesting this, it was just a bizarre thing. He was saying that one of the concerns in that area is they have had home invasions with members of cartels, and that there have been occasions where they've gone to the wrong house. And look, I have no knowledge of this, but it was such a bizarre conversation. This guy worked for the government. And
well, I also heard a local law enforcement person saying that virtually the same thing, that those of you who don't live here and don't understand the proximity to the border don't understand that there is activity that goes on here that may not be, that is foreign to somebody who lives in LA or New York.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into these 3 emails that we received. So the first one we get is a few days back, and the person is saying, let me just get the right one here. Don't want to show this. The first one is short and to the point, that this person has tried reaching the Guthrie family. If they want the name of the individual, I want 1 Bitcoin to the following wallet. They give an address. We have the address. So the 1 Bitcoin is worth about $67,000 right now. It fluctuates, but it's about 67,000. So then we get a second email, and it's the next day, on Thursday, and this one is ominous. They're suggesting the situation has changed for Nancy. So
What do you mean?
I don't want to get more specific than that, but it's, again, because I don't know, I'm not sure how real this is. We have forwarded these to the FBI. I don't know how real it is, but this is the second one saying the reason they're asking for the money is because they don't want somebody coming after them. They're worried about retribution. They need to lay low and they need money to survive. So that's why he wants the 1 Bitcoin. So we've checked the address. It's the same address as the first. No money was deposited in that account. So on Friday.
But to be clear, those two are somebody who's giving information leading to, saying they know who it is.
Not just leading, saying that once I get the money, you will get him and he can take you to her. So again, they're saying that this person knows who the kidnapper is. Okay. Then on Friday, this person had said on Thursday, this is going to be the last communication. Well, they sent something on Friday, and this one is longer and this one is interesting. So this person is angry that the FBI is bumping the award from 50,000 to 100,000. And they're saying that he feels like he's getting ignored and played. And he believes the reward is a scam, and that he says that he does not want to go through the process of asking for the reward money for a bunch of reasons. Fundamentally, he does not trust the FBI. He's saying, you clearly don't trust me and I don't trust you. So I'm going through TMZ essentially. And here's what I want. He's saying that he wants now a Bitcoin, a fraction of a Bitcoin worth $50,000. And he said, if you give me that fraction of a Bitcoin and you deposit it, I will immediately tell you how to reach this kidnapper. And I'm going to be a little more descriptive in a minute, but I won't take the money out until you actually capture him and then give me the second 50,000 via Bitcoin. So he's basically saying, give me 50 up front. I'll give you the information and then I'll trust you to give me the other 50 when you catch this guy. You following me so far?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So
the problem with that is if you deposit it, there's no way to restrict once it's been deposited, whether it's utilized or tapped into.
Right. Okay. Now check this out. He says that once you pay me the $50,000, he says, I will reach out again and immediately with the name of the main individual along with his information for you to track.
And he uses the term main. Correct?
Main individual, suggesting there is more than one person involved. Now, it's huge.
Right, I think so too.
Now, the other thing he says is that he's not only concerned about his safety, he says he's concerned about his, quote, possible freedom. So it's almost as if he feels like they may try to implicate him, that he's that close and knows this, because he literally says he's concerned about his possible freedom. How else do you interpret that other than to mean he's afraid he's going to get arrested? And he mentioned that in the prior one too. So he's afraid he's going to get arrested, according to this guy. He says that there is a main individual, and and again, this is ominous again regarding Nancy, but he says this is the last time he's going to do it. I just find it really fascinating that he is insinuating here that more than one person is involved, and he's almost putting himself close to the flame.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. And it sounds like it's potentially somebody who's a Confederate, and obviously, and there's almost no reason not to, especially given what we know and what we've discussed, to deposit, if we think this is legit, for somebody to deposit the 50, get the name and see if it's legit or if it's just a scam.
If it's a scam, it's a crime. But if it's not a scam and this person really knows, sending the emails themselves, I don't believe is a crime. I mean, this guy is just mercenary, but it's not a crime.
He's asking for information or a reward, and that's why it's been phrased that way. And I don't see any downside to that.
So we check that Bitcoin address every day, every hour, every half hour, and no activity. So this is really puzzling me. I got a lot of
except if
questions.
it only went to you or to TMZ,
Right.
that isn't puzzling, obviously.
No. What's puzzling to me is this. So, a day ago or a couple of days ago, he wanted 67,000. Now, give me 50 up front, and I'll give you the name, and then give me the other 50, which you would give the person anyway who led to the.
Exactly, it mimics the reward money, obviously.
So I guess what
Somebody's paying attention.
So
but there's also scammers out there, so you have to view everything with a jaundiced eye.
Yeah. And it's like, we're getting a lot of people saying, roll the dice and just pay the 50. It's not 6 million, it's paying 50. And this person seems really persistent. And again, the FBI seems interested in them. I'm not going to say not nearly as top of mind as this ransom note, but they're interested in this. And so there are people who are saying, TMZ, pay the money. And that interferes.
I kind of follow. I know it's not my money, but I kind of fall into that camp. TMZ, pay the money.
No, because it interferes with the investigation. Mark, that's playing with fire, and you know that.
Well, the interesting thing.
We don't know what we don't know.
But every hour that goes by for an 84-year-old woman with a pacemaker, I was just commenting last night. If you talk to anybody in law enforcement, they talk about the first 24, 48, or 72 hours as being kind of mission critical. And now here we are, days and days and days out. I'm not so sure that it interferes with anything to just get a name. I mean, if this person gave you a name and you didn't pay, you certainly would run with it. So I don't know how it necessarily would compromise an investigation. If somebody says, give me 50, I won't touch it, and I'll give you a name.
I don't know what I don't know. And they're playing it close to the vest. Obviously time is the enemy here, given her age, given her health, and everything else. So, it seems I've been thinking about something. So we're now 2 weeks into this whole thing. As this story starts to wane some, because I don't know that it's going to stay as large as it is over a long period of time if there's no real movement. To me, there might be an opportunity if the person who took her or a person who knows who took her starts to see the public's attention is going somewhere else now. There's this weird thing that I've seen at TMZ over 20 years where people, like this, they like the attention. There's something they like about the attention. And if they start seeing it go away, they might reveal more than they would reveal now when it's as hot a topic as it is.
Well, look, if the first note was legit, which apparently the authorities think, if this one potentially is legit, both of those possibilities suggest it is somebody who wants the attention.
Yeah.
I mean, who are they reaching out to?
Well, who are reaching out to? Somebody's reaching out to us. So we're obviously looking. So look, here's what we got. We got a guy who's 5'9", 5'10". He's smart. He is tech savvy. He does not seem particularly adept with firearms. He is, he has this backpack that I think we've identified. There are other identifying markings on this guy. He lives in the Tucson area. We knew this in day 2. I mean, we just kind of figured it out, especially because the ransom note that we got says we'll deliver her back to Tucson within 12 hours. And if you look at a 60-mile-an-hour car going in 12 hours, it's a 700-mile radius. But he is so honed in to these 2 television stations in Tucson. This guy's from the Tucson area, and now authorities believe that too. So it's a guy from Tucson who's really smart, tech savvy, who is 5'9", 5'10", average build. So we're starting to get a description of this. And I'm thinking maybe somebody is going to say, hey, Joe over there, we haven't seen him in 2 weeks. He kind of fits that because there is kind of a description now. There is, I mean, it's not, but you got mustache, goatee. I mean, we're starting to get a profile of this guy, and somebody is going to say, whatever happened to that guy that we used to see walking his dog every day? I'm serious. I'm real serious.
I don't necessarily disagree.
It's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is, that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late. I wanted to come on and
play it again.
It's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and
You have 16 minutes.
I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is,
Yeah, here you have 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got
that
it.
it's never too late.
7, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys got me?
And you're not lost or alone.
Ed,
and it is never too late to do the right thing.
how many?
And we are here.
Two.
We believe.
You hear me?
And we believe in the essential goodness
I do hear you.
of every human being.
No, I hear you.
And it's never
So
too late.
Dana just posted another video on Instagram, so get that up when you can. I will have that news. All right. You're about to report on the new video?
That was from the heart right there. You know, that was not, there was nothing prepared like the previous. He's with the station where she used to work.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. New video. Transfer, you got good numbers?
This girl is messaging me. She wants you to show you a photo of
You are?
you showed
John, it's 2 weeks today since Nancy Guthrie was first reported missing tonight. The FBI says it is testing a glove that it says it appears
you have to go in the
looks like a glove
studio.
that was worn by the suspect in that surveillance video outside Nancy's front door in the early morning hours of February 1st.
See, these are the kind of calls we get.
Savannah, can you relay that to Sean, please? Well, you need to relay. You still need to relay it to Sean. She posted an Instagram video maybe 5 minutes ago.
I just found out.
Here you go. This is the kind of stuff that
Jesus
I get all
Christ.
day long from Tucson. Caller advising. Child on child crime.
Close. 10 seconds. Sean, it has been 2 weeks today since Nancy Guthrie was reported missing by family. Tonight, the FBI is confirming that it is testing for DNA on a glove that was found a couple of days ago, about 2 miles from here at Nancy's home in the foothills. That glove, the FBI says, appears to resemble the glove that the suspect wore in that surveillance video in the morning hours of February 1st at Nancy's front door. Let's get to video. Remember, the FBI and the Sheriff's Department expanded their search of the foothills back on Wednesday. That's when we found out there was an expanding of that search. Today, the FBI says the glove agents found was located about 2 miles away on the side of the road. They have now sent that glove in for testing and are waiting what the DNA says, hopefully leading to a person involved in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Now, the FBI says in a statement, in part, quote, the FBI received preliminary results yesterday and are awaiting quality control and official confirmation today before putting unknown male profile into the national database that's unique to the Bureau. This process, they go on to say, typically takes 24 hours from when the Bureau receives DNA. Investigators collected approximately 16 gloves in various areas near the house. Most of them were searchers' gloves that they discarded in various areas when they searched the vicinity. The one with the DNA profile recovered is different and appears to match the gloves of the suspect in the surveillance video. Again, the FBI says it appears the description of that glove that was found earlier this week looks like the glove that the suspect was wearing in that video, but we have no official confirmation of a DNA match tonight. That is the latest from here in the foothills. Reporting live this evening, I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson. Let's go back. Thanks. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, very, very kind of you. Is it Troy? It's Adam. Adam, sorry. Quite all right. You look like you're having a rough time, if I can help. Right. Thank you.
So Matt Finn, Fox News, is also responding to that other, or again puts out another tweet The FBI tells me it has no clue where that came from in response to the new local news report that cites an inside source who says the Guthrie case was a burglary gone bad.
They don't. Something's leaking or
Something's leaking or someone's lying.
Yep, that's it. Leaking or lying.
Someone's leaking or someone's lying. Sun is going down, folks, out here. Another day.
Who was that? Who wrote that?
Matt Finn, Fox News. So, burglary gone bad, or is that just fake news? Continuous coverage outside the home of Nancy Guthrie. Savannah put the new video out. I mean, she looked pretty distraught. It looked like she was pretty, like she hasn't slept in days.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Looks like she's going through it. She's like, it's not too late. Do the right thing. It's not too late. What do you think about what she said? We played it twice. Our first time hearing her in a while, right? When's the last time she spoke?
Video?
It's been a while. Sometime last week. Can't even remember.
No clue where that came from.
Always good to see you. How are you doing?
Not scheduled.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
When's your next live?
I'm not going live,
Oh.
but I have a show at 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do the weekends.
I do Sundays.
Sunday nights. Okay.
Yeah, Sundays.
You do a good job.
Thank you.
Yep.
I really appreciate
Yep.
it. Thank you. How's it been out here? Kind of quiet
Oh,
today.
Savannah just released a new video.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw
yeah.
that.
I haven't seen the video yet, but I know she released it.
And then this is kind of the latest. You know Brianna Whitney?
Yeah.
Okay, so she came out with that statement saying that she had inside sources.
Oh, interesting.
And then Matt Finn reached out to Anna.
Uh-huh.
And the FBI.
Oh, okay. So it's really nothing.
Somebody's either lying or leaking.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I just want you to know.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
hey, and
it.
if you want to get on board, if you need any
Okay.
open book.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm friends with a lot of you guys, so
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna do this, record this real quick, and then I will get that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, how's it going? Another day. Yeah. Another day. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? I didn't see you in there. How you been? Doing pretty good. Just another day out here. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think I'm just gonna do it still. Yeah. How's your weekend? Yeah, yeah. Nice. That's good. Yeah, I had a Friday and Saturday off, so. Luckily, no jury duty. Call that number. No jury duty. So. Yeah. Yeah, they were like, you are done. No further instructions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good to see you. I'll be around. Please don't bring anybody with you. Squanting, And the FBI is at testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. If anyone has information. And if anyone has information that leads to finding Guthrie, the FBI is offering them $100,000. Reporting on Camino Escalante and Camino Miraval, I'm your Foothills reporter for KGUN 9, Andrew Christensen.
Viewers are watching you.
And if anyone has any information, the FBI is. And if anyone has any information that leads to finding Nancy Guthrie, the FBI is offering that person $100,000. Reporting on Camino Escalante and Camino Miraval, I'm your Foothills reporter for KGUN 9, Andrew Christensen.
Let me know about 30 minutes before you're signing off.
It'll probably be within the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. probably head out here in a minute then. Yeah, this week is
What's happened 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing? A few days ago, the FBI. What's happened 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing? The FBI says that they found a glove. That glove does have DNA, and makes it. That glove has DNA. That glove seems to match the very same gloves that the suspect is wearing in the surveillance footage that was released 2 days ago. I'm not doing anything. Oh, right.
The people still messaging me about the Jason. Jason's the suspect. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What's happened 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing, and the FBI says that they found a glove. They say that glove has DNA, and it also seems to match the very same gloves that the suspect was wearing in the surveillance footage on the nail. In the surveillance footage.
Yeah, look, it's starting to get dark down here. Look how sun is going down here. In Tucson, beautiful.
What's happened 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing? The FBI now says that they found DNA inside the glove that they found.
What about that? What about the video that Savannah just gave? I mean, does she know something that she's like giving the kidnappers one last chance before it all
The FBI says that they
breaks?
found a glove with DNA on it. They say that glove matches the very same glove that.
Takes me sometimes 10 cuts.
Yep.
I just wing it.
Well, it's now been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing, and the FBI says that they found DNA inside a glove. DNA inside a glove. Well, it's now been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing, and the FBI says that they found DNA inside a glove. They say that glove seems to be the very same gloves that appear in surveillance footage of the same night that Nancy Guthrie went missing.
Y'all are funny. You're funny. Sorry. I would be like this. I would basically say, folks, jailer investigates. It's been 15 days since Nancy Guthrie went missing. And FBI is submitting DNA into their CODIS database, folks. Live outside the scene, Nancy Guthrie's home. Where is she? The other guy, the other journalist guy, the other guy journalist was like freaking out because he got notice of Savannah's video, and he's just like telling his producer, "The video came out. I want to get it out." That guy was like, "Whoa."
So it's now been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing, and the FBI says that they found DNA inside a glove. Well, they also say that those gloves seem to match the very same gloves that the suspect in the surveillance footage.
They're having fun.
I'm sure.
Hello. A lot of people out here. Hey, that's like outside Nancy's home, take 10, take 12. It was like take 12, right? Hello. Hey guys. How you guys doing?
I've been watching you on
Nice. What's your guys' name?
I'm Trevor.
You guys are like football players, baseball team. What do you got going on? Hockey team?
Not quite. Hi.
Like it seems like with this case, you're just always on. We're always watching that.
Guys want to come on cam?
I can't because he's got like
For the White House.
No, a long time ago I was.
Oh, the deputy chief of staff.
What do you get like sports, right?
Right now, at this point, we're all worship. Right now, we just play golf.
Really?
We're just
Your brothers?
We're brothers.
We've got a pretty sister too.
How long have you been here? It's been what? Since and you're based out of Florida? Okay. Been here for 2 weeks.
What do you think of the desert? Think it's ugly?
No, it has a Southwest type of thing. I'm not really this. It's a drive. We have in Florida. Just
Where in Florida? I just got back from Florida. I was just over there for really good area.
Good area. Tropical and I'll cover it from the studio.
Recording scene or scene? Yeah. Crazy that
No, I can roll. Everything's wrong. We can do so much more.
Well, it's now been so bored out here though.
it's super good. Watching you drive around Vegas and just
Yeah, it's our hometown. It's crazy.
You guys were in Marana.
I don't think they can hear.
So I played baseball. I played baseball with Savannah and Annie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Annie played baseball?
Annie and Savannah, you're on a.
What
We
position
were
did
an
Annie
all
play?
girls baseball team. I was pitch. I mean, I was 9. I'm 53 years old, so I don't remember what.
was it in our family group chat? Was it in the so that
Correct.
Like, if you have any information that leads to finding Nancy Guthrie, the FBI is offering $100,000. Putting on Nino Escalante.
Yeah.
I'm going to put
So, me, and that's Annie, that's Savannah.
Oh, okay. Okay. What positions did Sam Annie play?
kidding me? Like we sucked. We were so bad.
Oh, you guys were bad.
We it was like I said, all girls, so we didn't win a single game. We sucked.
Bad news bears.
Yeah. And then I went to high school with her.
All right, so one more game spot.
I'll tell you what cash is awesome.
Well, Nancy Guthrie has been missing for 2 weeks now, and the FBI says that they found
He took me to the White House feature. What do you call it?
Bring your parents to work day.
Yeah.
He's been ready to run with them.
He's been the first one. The second one, obviously. This whole thing like Lotus said the other day, we came out to play and you look at the video and like, this guy's a amateur. It's also been what, 14 years.
I mean, if this person plays an amateur, and now they not have anything.
See, that's nice. We hope that sounds bad, but we hope that it works. We hope that it works.
So that's very concerning. And you know, here's the thing: it's mostly residents at home.
Well, it's now been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing. The FBI says that they found DNA inside of the glove. The FBI says that those gloves match the ones that were in the victim.
We live in our valley.
We're in North Alice. So, I mean,
This is so sad because there's so much space. It's such a just a great place to grow up. Great place to like this whole thing is crucial.
20 minutes north of here where we live in our valley.
You were close to us the other day.
You're pretty close.
No, we were like,
I was out of
yeah, but 20 minutes north of here because we're about to think about
Yeah. It was nice to meet you guys. Great. Keep it up.
thank you. All right, talk to some locals. Talk to some locals. Locals that live around here.
Well, it's now been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went
Locals
missing.
that live
And
around
the FBI
here
says that they found
are
DNA
like
inside a glove. That
concerned if this would be an outsider, because if it's an outsider, that means that, you know, people are creeping up in this area. What they've told me was in the last few years it has been getting progressively worse, where crime from Tucson is creeping up to Catalina foothills. They say Oro Valley, they just told me Oro Valley, they've have issues, but police just pick these people up and bring them back down to Tucson. They're saying it's moving forward, it's moving north, and pretty much at River Road is like the cutoff. So what they're saying is they're concerned if this is an outsider that just comes in here and does like a burglary or a crime, because that means everyone is not safe here. If this is an outsider, no one's safe around here because it could happen to them. It could happen to them too. So back out here, it is getting dark. Sun is going down. We're still out here. Sun is going down. This will be tomorrow. You know, tomorrow will be 16, day 16. Let's hope today's 15. That ends today. My goodness. Yeah, we played the new video of Savannah. We're aware. We played it like within 2 minutes of it coming out. Thanks to all of you and for informing us about Savannah's video. Again, you guys are the ones that share information. Then we go look into it. I think big things are going to happen. Big things are going to happen. All right, still going, folks. Starting to get dark. Please out here, share your thoughts. Dark. How dark it is gets. Man, I left the flashlight in the car. Look how dark it gets out here once that sun goes down. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. It's pitch black out here. It's like, whoa. No street lights. We want to preserve the environment around here. Stays dark. Running out of light.
They have seminars online courses. They're like a shop. Watch it. They are. That's every guy in the shop. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Photo journalism.
All right. Yeah. No SWAT tonight. Not yet. There's the SWAT. Suspect.
Like, you know, a lot of this is just kind of a turn turn. You gotta get out, right?
No SWAT yet.
Hey guys. Gold standard. Oh, there you go. Because the storytellers usually write videos too. How did we go out and shoot these? And instead of writing to, you know, whatever otter you have, whatever word you say, but a good photographer isn't going to leave the guy writing the story by himself. A lot of us think I several awards before I learned that. Because I wasn't prepared. Here I am getting you found.